Ann Knauer, and welcome to Carrie's Kitchen. And today I have a special guest with me. This is my friend Chris Banneker.
Hi.
Chris is an expert at making ribs, and it's something that I've always been a little bit intimidated about. So I've invited him over today, and he's going to help me make our very own baby back ribs. And we're going to make a special sauce with that too, right, Chris?
That's right. I always love barbecue sauce on ribs, and there's a lot of varieties you can buy in the store. But if you have a few ingredients sitting around your kitchen, like ketchup, apple cider vinegar, and some brown sugar, you can make many varieties of barbecue sauce that I think you'll enjoy. And today we're going to do one that's a little out of the box. It's going to be a pineapple chipotle barbecue sauce. It's going to give these ribs some real zing.
Great. Are you ready to cook?
I'm ready to cook.
All right, so what's the first step, Chris?
All right, the first thing you want to do when you get your ribs out of the package is if you look at the back, you're going to see a long translucent film over the back of your ribs. You're going to want to take that film off because you don't want to spend half your rub seasoning a part of the pork that you're not even going to eat.
That's true.
So we're just going to slide a knife under it as best we can. Sometimes they're a little tricky. And you're going to try and peel that off the back of the ribs.
There we go. All right, so we got off the membranes. Now we're going to put on the rub, right?
Yeah, now we're going to do a rub. There's a long-standing debate between rubs versus marinades, and there's really no right answer. They're both great ways to cook your ribs. Today we're going to do a rub. I just like the seasoning that gives the flavor of the meat. So you're going to do about 2 to 3 teaspoons per pound of meat. I'd rather be a little generous with it.
Now what's the purpose of the rub? How does this work?
Well, aside from tasting delicious, the rub acts almost like a sealer on this meat. It's going to coat the outside of the meat and then trap all those juices that are inside of it as it cooks. So you're essentially marinating the meat from the inside with your rub.
Both sides?
Both sides.
I guess so. That's why we took the membrane off.
That's why we took that membrane off. So it can coat all that meat on the bottom. I got this rub from Penzi Spice. They make a lot of spice blends that are really, really good. And this one's called Barbecue 3000. It's great for pork, it's great for chicken, beef, anything you want that's getting barbecued. It's a nice basic rub to get the job done. Once you have your ribs rubbed, you're going to just leave them on your tin foil. I like to cook them in tin foil because it traps a lot of that moisture in the grill with them. So you're going to loosely take your tin foil and just enclose those over your ribs. You don't want to air package it in there. You don't want to airlock it in there. You want to just loosely wrap it over the ribs so that the meat has some room to breathe. And make sure that you seal those corners so that nothing in there is going to escape.
Gonna take it outside?
Looks like we're ready.
Great. There we go. So we've been preheating the grill to 300 degrees, and now we're ready to stick them in. Ooh. All right, we have this side with the burners on, and this side we don't. So this is a method using indirect heat because we don't want it to be on the flame. We just want it to be more like an oven type of environment. Right, Chris?
That's right. If you put your ribs directly over the flame side, it seems intuitive, but over 2 hours they're going to get really crispy and you're not going to want to eat those ribs.
That's true. The point here is to have them slowly cook with the indirect and it'll keep the juiciness in. We're going to let these go for how long?
For 2 hours, so we got some time to kill.
Well, that's perfect because we need to make our sauce. Ready?
Yeah. Well, Carrie, now's my favorite part of this process. We have 2 hours to kill while those ribs sit in the grill, so it's time to make our sauce.
Yes, I'm excited.
Are you a big sauce person?
Yeah, I am, but I kind of stay in my comfort zone sometimes.
Okay. Well, we're going a little out of the box today. We're going to do a pineapple chipotle barbecue sauce for our ribs. It's going to be sweet, but it is going to have a definite bite of heat to it. So we're going to start that on our pot right here.
Great.
I'm going to start by adding in 2 cups of pineapple juice to start.
Wow, that's a lot of pineapples. We're really going to taste that then, huh?
Yeah, we're going to balance it out with a lot of the apple cider vinegar that's going to go in later. It's going to help to cut the sweetness out so it doesn't feel like you're just eating a juice sauce. There's that. Would you turn the burner on to medium for me?
Sure.
And then we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. It's really bitter, really tart, and it doesn't taste too good on its own, but in a barbecue sauce it helps to give it that bite that you really want. So that's going to help to counter some of this sweet juice we have going on.
Great.
We're going to do 3 tablespoons. Next, would you mind measuring out a 3/4 cup of ketchup?
All right. It's going to be a lot of squeezing.
Yep.
But I made you do the membrane,
That's
so.
true.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact.
Ooh, it came out nicely.
Mm-hmm. That's because the juice was already in there.
Yeah.
All right, you mind mixing that around a little bit for us?
Yeah.
And we're just going to let that get nice and hot and hopefully melt together a little bit. You might see right now while it's still cold, the ketchup's just going to break up into those chunks. After it gets hot, they're hopefully going to break down a little more, and then when it's done, we're going to hopefully just blend it up and smooth out some of that sauce. First, we're going to add a tablespoon of ginger.
Not something you would always expect in a barbecue sauce.
No, it gives it a unique flair. Now we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire? Worcestershire?
When I was a kid, I used to call it Worcester sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Everyone seems to have their own name for this stuff. Regardless of what you call it, you're going to want to put 2 tablespoons of this into your sauce. Now my favorite part, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Because barbecue sauce is just not barbecue sauce without brown sugar in it.
That's true. I think that's a staple of every sauce recipe.
That's right.
Great.
Again, that sugar is going to help to counteract some of that vinegar, because if you don't put enough sugar in, you're going to have a vinegary tasting sauce, which is fine if you live in Carolina, but here in Maryland we want a little sweetness to it. Alright, next, we can't have a Chipotle barbecue sauce if we don't have a Chipotle. So I have a nice little stash that I keep here. I'm just going to take one and just plop them right into the sauce.
That'll definitely give it some heat.
Mm-hmm. If you're really, really bold, you can put in 2, but us average humans will do 1. Then we're going to add my favorite addition to any sauce, liquid smoke. You don't need a lot, just a few dashes into it, and it's going to give it a nice smoky flavor.
I can smell it already.
Yeah, it's potent.
Ooh.
And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And in it goes.
Great.
Alright, we're just going to reduce this down to a simmer now and let it sit for a little bit. And then we're going to take it and blend it all up. Get that chipotle pepper through the whole thing. We're going to let this simmer for about an hour, making sure we stir it every once in a while, just to keep it from getting too burned on one side.
Alright, so we let the sauce simmer for an hour, and now we are ready to blend it up. And I very carefully pour this in my blender.
Just a bit. Just going to give him a little push. I'm going to transfer this to our empty glass bottle that I just used for any old barbecue sauce.
Great.
And luckily, we have ourselves a funnel here today, which will make this whole process way easier.
Alright, here we go. Great, now at what point are we going to put this on the ribs?
We're not going to put this on the ribs until about the last, I'd say 10-15 minutes of cooking. Otherwise, the sugar in the sauce is going to burn when it hits the heat of the grill.
Okay, so it's been about 2 hours and now we're ready to put on our sauce. So I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's looking good. They're kind of ugly, that's why you put a sauce on there. Alright, so we're going to use our homemade sauce. So I can get that one corner. There we go. Ooh, some juice is getting in there.
Yeah, you can hear it already. Loosely tuck them back in. We're gonna let them sit for about another 15 minutes in here.
Alright, so we ended up letting these cook for kind of like 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah, about.
So we're going to poke into it with a knife and just try to test your juices. And pretty much you just don't want to see any pink coming out, just like when you're cooking other kinds of meats. And there you have it. Pork baby back ribs with a pineapple chipotle sauce.